How cool would this patch look on this dude's flight suit?
Super cool.
It matches his A-wing.
It is there. I painted it on.
Awesome.
Tiny scale.
Take it away, TD. Tell them about what's on the table.
About what I was just saying?
Yeah.
I was kind of talking about the fun behind the TIE Interceptor versus the A-Wing in the original Star Wars trilogy mythos. How they're kind of competitors. The Rebel Alliance made these to go toe-to-toe with the Interceptor. As a kid, I always loved the story of the Interceptor pilots because I remember reading they needed like 3 combat missions, contact against enemy pilots and fighters, and a regular TIE fighter, and they had to survive before they'd be allowed to hop into an Interceptor.
Sick!
And it happened so rarely, they didn't really have to worry about filling the quotas because, they'd end up dying soon enough anyways.
Is this all coming off the top of your head?
Yeah, and it's been about 15 years since I read any of that, so
Just
take it with a
kidding.
grain of salt.
Dudes, my boys are into Star Wars, at least the cool Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Not the dumb last Star Wars movies that are horrible.
Yeah, they've gone
The classics and the classic equipment. This is from the Action Fleet series, so this is kind of a toy review.
Yeah.
These are fantastic, probably at this point, collectibles, and so they're in a scale small enough where the boys could play with it. And they came with pilots that would fit in the cockpit. You can actually raise that canopy. You can raise and lower the gear. These are the A-Wings. So cool. TIE Interceptor with the extendable wings like he's showing you. Solar panels. You guys had fun playing with this stuff, didn't you?
Oh, they're awesome. They used to have like play sets and stuff too.
Play sets.
Just fun because in between the knives and the magazines and the flotsam that goes with it, you have some cool toys hiding underneath that.
Hey, nothing fancy. When does a watch review begin?
Right now, check this out. This is a Dodge Hemi Cuda.
That is
Spartan
actually
edition.
the beautiful Cuda Max.
Cuda Marks.
Oh my goodness. Camillus Cuda Max 5.5 and D2.
Man, remember when Camillus was
Oh
around?
my gosh.
Remember how horny we were for the heat?
This is,
Remember
by
that?
the way, this was purchased well before TMP.
Way before it.
So Tactical Doodle and I would hang out. Everything
Yeah.
you're seeing is genuine. This is what we do off camera all the time, even now. Talk blades, weapons, spaceships, fighter aircraft, bombers, guns, watches. True or false?
Oh, yeah. We spent, like, all the time in high school. We'd stay up late shopping for knives, seeing what new limited edition would come down the pipeline. It was fun.
TMP was a destiny.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful knife.
It's awesome.
We're never
It is
selling that
such a
blade
cool
ever.
one.
They've come out with it again, but they've given it like a dagger blade. This is a clip blade,
Yeah.
which I prefer. I think that was D2. Yeah, it is D2. Stonewash D2. So cool. And here's your transition brace. Speaking of cool, the watch that this pilot was wearing, the gray and green A-Wing fighter, was this one right here.
Ka-chow.
The SGS Eagle, which I bet you didn't know this, was actually started from a Kickstarter campaign, this micro brand.
What? That's cool.
And I found it by researching pilot watches. So I went out looking and I ran into their Kickstarter page and it had already been fully funded. They had already issued the watches and were starting to sell them in Amazon. And that's when I hooked into this brand. This was a watch, by the way, for TMP Patreon members that I was wearing during the KTM adventure up in Hood River, Oregon. I was wearing an SGS Eagle. I believe it was probably this exact one. And by the way, I recommend you attach as many memories as you can to all your gear. Watches, it's really easy to do. True or false?
Oh, yeah.
Because you can go take it everywhere. There's no
Anywhere.
legalities involved. This knife has a lot of legalities. I mean, I can't make memories with that everywhere.
Yeah, I can't
A
go
watch,
taking it to the airport.
totally. So last time I wore this after the KTM adventure, I was in my A-Wing and I shot down like 6 of these.
Awesome.
Yeah, wasted them. So every time I look at it,
chumps.
oh man, I remember I totally
I remember
wasted those
blasting
TIE
that guy above
interceptors.
Raxus Prime.
We're just messing around, having a good time. That's what you tune in for. It's info entertainment here in TMP.
How much do you think it would cost to buy one of these right now?
That?
I just found one on the market. Asking price
I would say-
$950.
Really? I was going to say like $450 maybe.
Dude.
The Camillus Cuda Max 5.5 and D2.
Yet another example
Titanium.
of if you like it, buy it now while it's still in production.
But none fancy, you break me already with all the cool gear that you show me and stuff. So that happens.
Yeah, we hear that a lot.
There's 2 versions of the SGS Eagle, dudes. This is a quartz version. It's going to be less expensive, around $170. The auto versions, while I'm filming this, are around $250. And
Auto's cooler.
They run the Seiko NH35 movement, which I love.
Great movement.
It is reliable, it's robust, and it hacks.
Hacks.
Not like that, but the other kind of hacking it does. These watches are phenomenal in their value level because they're super high quality. They have a double domed sapphire crystal. I think it's double domed. It might just be single domed. You can kind of see it right there. But it's not obnoxious. I said in another WRV that I don't really like domed crystals. I will stick with that. I don't. But in this watch, it's minor. And it's also a sapphire crystal to begin with, so I don't have to put a crystal protector on it. And my main irritation is, one, you get a magnification effect on sometimes with those. And then also to apply my crystal protector, it's pretty much nigh on impossible.
I don't think I've ever seen a domed watch out in the wild on someone else's wrist that wasn't completely covered in white paint, like all over the front from them smacking it in the door jambs.
Right. Like I said, this one's pretty minor, so it doesn't stick out where it's obnoxious. That Aromatic 1812 that you run has a dome crystal on it. But I have a crystal protector on it. Now, for you guys watching my WRVs, and I've reviewed some big watches, I actually had another mission when I went out and found this SGS Eagle, and that is to find something that sizes to your smaller wrists, maybe a little bit better, but still has a very large, effective face. Notice the super thin bezel on the SGS Eagle, which is quintessential field, in some avenues, quintessential Fleiger or pilot watch. Again, I think this is kind of a hybrid. The effective face on this is awesome, even though it is 42 millimeters across, not counting the crown, and then 14 millimeters thick, 48 millimeters lug to lug, and there's actually some spring bars in there. So these are not just wire lugs like you would see in an old-fashioned pilot watch. 316 stainless steel case. This one's frosted. It's very cylindrical, which I love. It's just kind of a standard Fleiger case. I just love the case on the SGS Eagle. What do you think, TD?
It's great, old school, kind of World War I watch with the, are those brazed on? What do you call those?
Yeah,
the
that's
lugs,
what they have.
You know, to simulate a pocket watch that was smacked
converted
together
to pilot use.
Yeah.
Here's another coloration. Yes, we have two. One of them is Last Suspects. He's a watch aficionado too. This one is in a blackened case, also 316L. I think that's ion plated. I could be wrong. It's a matte finish. The sizing is exactly the same, but notice the different hand colors. Super excellent. And the effective face I did write down is 37.5 millimeters, which is astounding really for such a size-efficient watch. I'm not going to call it a small watch. 42 is not small. Smallish for me, but for most folks, they would call that a regular-sized watch. Let's look at the markings in detail. They are perfect. We have the Fleiger-style triangle above the SGS logo. Triangles going around the Arabic numerals that are kind of spacing every other one. You get the 2, 4, none at the 6 o'clock presentation, 8 and 10. SuperLuminova over the entire watch. We're going to look at the lume. It is fantastic on the SGS Eagle. We have a very small positive date display that you can't read. Well, maybe you can, TD. Maybe you can with your awesome eyes. You do wear glasses, though.
Yeah. Doesn't make them any less awesome.
Stick markings here. We have triangles here, stick markings here, and then I love the handset. Have this one offset so you can see. Look at that. They're stick hands. They're simple. There's no polishing. There's no fanciness to them. They're just first cool functional. And you get high legibility against either face, whether you go with the white presentation or the off color, whatever you want to call it, cream colored hands and markings presentation. I like them both equally. Then we have a triangle tip on the seconds hand. You can see its registration in these Miyota quartz movements. I believe they're Miyota. It might be ETA, but I think it's Miyota on this one. Probably, because they're using NH35 for the auto. Let's look at the case back right here. And I'm going to have to take off the NATO straps, which I put on there. I'm going to show you the suede NATO straps that they come with. And a lot of the variations you see on the watches are going to be these two exact watches, and it's just going to be a change in the straps. So remarkably, like I've said a lot, you can actually completely change the personality of your watch by changing the strap. There's that spring bar. that I told you about. It is, I believe, a 22mm lug on there, so you can
good size.
Put all types of straps
so you
on
can
there.
Actually swap it around. Unlike some others with a weird boutique size or something funky. So
correct.
I feel like when you buy a watch with a weird size band or something that's pretty much permanent to it, it's like marrying someone who's only allowed to wear one outfit.
I couldn't agree more.
As good as it looks at first, at some point down the line, you're probably going to get sick of seeing that same ketchup-stained dress.
If you don't like your watch, change the strap before you sell it.
Goes so far.
I'm a strap monster, dudes. Here's the case back. There is a big disadvantage to what Eagle's doing here. Can you figure it out?
You can't take it off?
It's not a screw-in case back. It's a pry open, and I don't really like that. There's your pry tab right there. You might want to get special tools to reseat it and take it off, because I've busted my pry tool doing some other watches. I don't like they didn't use a screw-in case back. That's one reason why they're rating it only to 50 meters. Whatever, though. This is a field watch. Every watch has quirks. I can forgive it for everything else they get right. For instance, the case back itself, decoratively, is perfect.
Yeah, it looks great.
Perfect. Onion crown on here, non-screw-in. So this is very Fleiger-like. This is IWC-like. Stova. Showing you the details here. And then we will consider, by the way, what straps they came with. So this one here came with a blue suede NATO right here. I ran it for a while. I like it. It's very cool. It's different. I love NATO straps altogether. I thought it was interesting that they made it out of suede. It's got black and hardware rings that we see on a lot of different Zulus and NATOs we buy. The one thing I didn't like is when I had it like cranked up, it would constantly come out of the keepers. If you're going to do a suede material, SGS, what I would do is make these very compact and make it pinch this. These big old NATO rings just don't work. Yeah. And so this one came with a white one, so that's a good look. So you got the blue, and I really like it aesthetically. It works for me. And then this one right here with the cream colored stick hands and markings, it came with this plum. The plum. Look at that. Isn't that cool? But it has the same problem. And so what I did is I swapped in a brown, really cool brown NATO strap. And that's what it's rocking right now. And it works quite well against that coloration. I just have a thing for straps. I don't know what it is. I'm talking, I can pick out a color that just really makes the watch pop. This is what it looks like on my 7.5-inch wrist. The SGS Eagle. And get on there without flipping it. Look at that, dudes. Oh, excellent. Grab that light. We're going to show them the lume here in a second. Super cool. And it looks bigger than it is. That's only a 42mm watch, dudes. It looks like it's like a 44 or 45. Nope. And the lugs, you can see, do stick out a little bit. They are somewhat downturned. If you have a 6.5-inch wrist, I would probably order it just from Amazon, because to swap it out from Amazon is so easy. I've ordered watches from eBay, and the returns didn't go so well sometimes. In fact, I just got one off eBay, and the guy sent me a totally used watch. I bought it for new, used.
Awesome.
I wrote him back, saying, hey, I don't mind buying a used watch, man, but not for a new price, yo. Here comes your lume right now on the SGS Eagle. I'm kind of charging it up. SuperLuminova C3. Kill that one, please, if you would, sir. Look, dudes. Told you it's awesome.
Super lume.
Good night. That is just awesome lume. So you're getting sapphire. You're getting a dome crystal. You're getting SuperLuminova. I mean, this is why I concentrate my reviews at the $300 or less. I mean, this is so much watch. Why do I have to go out and spend a couple $1,000 on a watch, TD?
No idea.
It's such a waste of money. So the SGS Eagle knocks it out of the park in pretty much most ways. The only thing I can really think of offhand that it's missing is that the keepers on the suede NATO, and that it doesn't have a screw-in case back. I'll show them the variations. Here's the other colors that it comes in.
Some of your variations.
And I'll roll it in screenshot and across the screen as we go here too.
Gives you an idea what ones are most popular too, like the tan. So black body, black face.
Yep.
Tan band. Sold out.
It is a Miyota. I wrote it down. It's the 2315 Quartz Miyota movement. And now we go to the very fun part of the video, competitive options. The Aviate 4053 still. It's going to be about $100. Quartz movement, also Miyota, very excellent. But it doesn't have the upgrades like sapphire. The band actually dominates the SGS Eagle, I'm just going to tell you. It's also a screw-in case back, high polished back with a freaking hurricane there. How could you not love that? I do show this in a lot of videos, but it's because it's deserving. Another one is a Momentum product, and this is the Field Walker Auto. Look at this, dudes.
It's cool.
Sapphire. This is the NATO strap it came with. Cylindrical case. So this is kind of the same thing. It's kind of a cross between a field watch and a pilot watch. Beautiful sword hands. Awesome lume on this. I mean, the lume on this is so insane. I'll just kind of charge it for a second. So the whole case back on the Momentum Field Walker is luminous.
Radical.
I mean, I just barely charge it up. Look at that. Perfect. This is a more expensive watch. I want to say like $250-ish or something. Awesome watch. So which one would you prefer over the SGS Eagle? Oh, that's such a tough call. This is a bigger watch. It's like a 45 millimeter or 46 millimeter case. I do like bigger watches for my wrist. Again, 7.5 inches. I'd probably go with that slightly. How about the Sterling Original Aviator? You never seen this. Look at this strap, dude. $99. This thing's going away quick. And this Sterling Original is so perfect. Good lume on this. Super looks. Screw-in case back. Look at that case back. Stainless steel, black iron plated. It does have a very large, obtrusive crown.
I like everything about it except for that crown. That's a deal breaker for me.
Every watch has quirks, though.
I know,
every watch has quirks.
This is like an old flight watch, World War II type of thing, and a lot of these.
We have it here. It's just not as prominent. It's the same design element. They just stuck that one out further.
That's right,
I don't know why.
The crease on your arm is.
I've worn this though, and I didn't even notice it.
I hate every watch I've ever had like that. I couldn't get used to.
What you could do is how you bend your wrist here. I was wearing it on my other wrist too, so you reverse it, and that way, as you bend, it's not in there. I still love that watch. The Sterling Original Pilot Watch is fantastic.
Or you could pick a watch that has a small human-sized crown.
How about this? The Timex Easy Reader. What? This one's got Indiglow, I think, on it. I hope it works.
You can actually find those in the underwear section near your local Target. I'm not even kidding. They have like all that. They have some surprisingly cool Timex ones in there.
Dude, the Easy Reader. This is the Easy Reader. It's so excellent. Look at this. Stick hands as well. Indiglow that will stay on as long as you freaking press it. It's just perfect.
I love my Easy Reader because I can tell when it's time to take my heart medication.
No, this is the stock band that came with the Easy Reader, dudes.
I wish they would have given it a cooler name because it's such a good design. But every time you mention Easy Reader, people are like,
it's kind of geriatric.
So does it come with one of those jitterbug phones?
Look at the similarity here, though. Large effective face, white presentation against a black background, stick hands,
quartz movement.
Dudes, it's very, very similar. I like the frosted case better of the SGS Eagle for sure. This one's polished. It's okay. But daggum, if you got an Easy Reader, these are cheap too. The Easy Readers are like $45. Let me see if I wrote a price on it. No, dude, look, I wrote $32 on this one. Easy Reader. It's a T8007, 2807.
Go get yourself one, and then 8-pack of Hanes white socks.
And I thought you were going to say some Geritol while you're at it, dude. The Easy Reader's awesome. I don't care what anybody says.
I like to start my day with a cup of Postum and my Easy Reader Timex.
Oh, and I got to show this one again. Chodavelli, 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 Chodavelli. This is a Chodavelli Aviator. TD is hating that I seen that.
Day after day of that, and it's not even. It's just.
And that
actually looks pretty good. Is the case back on the? That's the auto one.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you showed that. So I didn't know the case back on the auto version was different.
That's cool.
So $250, like we said. That's 316L. Everything's the same.
Honestly, I would buy the automatic. It's cooler.
Show this one.
Automatic's better.
The autos are great. I mean, you can't go wrong. Look at that. That is so cool.
There's no beating the rapid movement of a high beat automatic. It just looks cooler. But that's just me.
Yeah, there you go. TD, love having you, dude. Love having you. That is an awesome selection of honestly high value HOF watches on the table, guys. There's not a single watch there that I would not wear every day and just be completely happy with. I've got like 20 sitting off on the wings, but you're going to have to wait for those WRVs to break ground. Sooner or later, they'll be coming out.
I got lots more Action Fleet fighters to show off.
TD probably won't be here, though. The SGS Eagle is fantastic for all the reasons I talked about. Highly recommended. Buy yourself one today before they go away. Something tells me, though, this one's going to stick around, though, because I think it's selling pretty good.
Yeah.
I hope so. Say and comment which coloration is your favorite between these two. Do you like the frosted stainless steel case or the blackened case version? The cream-colored hands or the rose-colored hands, whatever you want to call them, or the white hands. They both present extremely well in fancy projects. See ya!